As you can see from the title of the video, we really need a name for the LS Swap Fusion. I've thought of a lot of names. A lot of them are already taken. I want it to be unique. So the best way I can think of coming up with a name is letting the comments decide. I guess the top few comments that I like, I'll end up posting on Instagram and run a poll or something, and we will choose the name that way. So without wasting any more time, I'm going to roll the intro and start today's video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Took Off YouTube channel. Kind of got some good news. The Ford Fusion is back home. I've been grinding nonstop every day before work and after work on this thing. Also got some LED lights hung up, as you can see in the back corner, and I got 6 8-foot strips from Amazon. They work great. It's like 90,000 lumens in here. I still haven't got to organize much of what's going on around the space in here, but like I said, I've been grinding nonstop on the car every day, trying to get some work done on it. And I'm a one-man army, so I haven't really been picking up the camera that much. So I'm going to go over the few things that I've done, and I'm also going to go over a few things that people have been talking about on Instagram, Facebook, or message me. Everybody thinks the car is almost done. They see the motor in it. We're going to go over all that. We still got a long ways to go, and I appreciate you all taking the ride with me as this build progresses. So the Motion Raceworks billet Holley EFI Pro Dash mount has came in. Let me see if I can back this out real quick. You can clearly see it. Still got the film on it, so that's what makes it look like that. We got the OBP gas and brake pedals set up, all welded in. The steering linkage is now connected to the S197 electric power steering, and I had to make a weird cut at the box in the firewall. I used a hole saw. It did pretty well. Had to finish it up with a cutoff wheel on a grinder because it would kind of clip that corner. I'm gonna clean that up, make it look round. Also put the cylinder head back on this side. Still need to do some fabrication with getting the tubular front end back on and connecting the engine plate. And then I have Stevie making some mounts for the mid plate. We will not fix that to the car until we have the drive shaft and we have the transmission in the car. Update on the transmission. I don't think I've talked about it yet. Chris Goatee is building me a Power Glide. It's rated for 1500 horsepower, which should be plenty. We're gonna try to run that out. Probably not going to happen on the stock block. It will obviously have forged internals, but even the block will have its limits. So yeah, we blow that up, we'll put a dart block in it, no big deal. But we're going to run that for now. As we move to the rear of the car, you'll notice that there's no tail lights. There's a reason for that. I have been working on the Motion Raceworks do-it-yourself parachute mount. It came out great. I could pull the bumper off, but I'd have to pull the bolt out of the receiver. Came out great. The hole in the bumper came out great. Couldn't ask for a better kit than that. This thing is absolutely strong. I'll insert some pictures of what it looked like when I was building it. So there's that. We also have a burn down tank being built, which is kind of like a catch can, but it's a box. If you ever see a drag car that has a hole cut in the trunk and it breathes, it looks like smoke coming out. That's what it is. It's a breather box. And I actually came out here to take some measurements to see exactly how we were going to mount this to the trunk, which I have a pretty good idea of how we're going to do that. Still need to take all this stuff out and take it over to storage because I don't need it right now. I've also made my mind up about this Kirky seat. In the last video I talked about I might be getting rid of this seat. Not because I don't like it. We're going to definitely run a Kirky, but this 20-inch seat is way too big. I have no room to get lap belts through that side in the trans tunnel, and I'm really tight on the door, and it does not hug me. It does not confine me to the seat. I'm easily able to move around, and it should not be like that. So we're going to get an 18-inch seat in here, and I think Team Z makes some nice brackets. So if I got to cut all this out, it's no big deal. I need to actually pull up all the sound deadening in the car before we get it ready to send it off to get caged. Get some dry ice and some 91% alcohol, and that'll come up with no problem. I'll probably do that this weekend. So I went over the few things that I got done on the Ford Fusion over the last few weeks, but everybody's been asking me or commenting, you know, how much longer is the car, you know, going to take until it starts, this and this and that. Can't wait to see it done. Me neither. I just want to go on and address, there is a ton of work still left to do. And when I say a ton, I mean a ton, and I've got proof behind me, and that's probably still not it. There's always going to be a change in this car. I'm always going to be trying to make it go faster, trying to make more power. And I'm also going to be pushing to make the best YouTube content as possible. I want to take my time with the content and the car itself. There's no rush. I've watched a lot of bad things happen when people rush their projects. This thing is not going anywhere. I mean, I'm always on social media. If you guys want to reach out, you have a comment, whatever, I'll answer it. You can message me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. You can write me here on YouTube. You can email me. You can do whatever, and I'll get back with you. I just want to say that I don't want to be a YouTuber that just constantly pushes content out just for, you know, money or anything like that. I want to actually take my time with the car and get it done right and upload the best content I can. But the question I keep getting asked is, when will the car be done? You know, I can't tell you that. I'm shooting for next year. I hope it'll be next year. But the list behind me, you know, it's a lot to do. I still work a day job. The list behind me obviously is getting paid by that job, not by YouTube. So there's no reason for me to keep pushing the content if YouTube is not paying me. So as you can see down here in the bottom corner, right here, Stevie is making that. That is the mid-plate brackets. I'll bring the camera a little closer. Hopefully you all can see this. As you can see on the left side of this, this is my to-do list. I need to shave the engine bay. I need to filler all of the spots that have been boxed in where all the factory holes were in the firewall. Obviously, I need to prime that and get that ready for paint. Not going to do that right away, even though that's kind of the next thing in the list, even though this is not categorized about when I need to do it. I do want to paint the interior before it goes and gets a roll cage in it, simply because I do not want to paint the roll cage. I want to leave it raw. We're going to clear coat the chrome ollie. As you can see, Heller & Son Racing Engines is building me a blow-by box, which is also called a burn-down box or burn-down tank. What it does is it catches all the oil blow-by and puts it in a tank in the rear of the car, which is really nice instead of having it up front. And won't be a small little catch can like most people run. I need to wire the Holley. I'm actually going to take a piece of aluminum or carbon and lay it all out with the relays and the fuses and get that all done on a panel. And before we throw that in the car, I need to wire the tail lights, the turn signals, the headlights, interior lights, rear burnout pedal lights. I need to build a transmission mount. I need to wire the trans brake, bump box, and all the other accessories for the wiring for the Holley. And I need to build the fender exits and turbo piping. As I said, fender exits, I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to run fender exits. We actually might do bumper exits. Not sure. I do know where the placement is going to go, or the turbo placement is going to be. I just don't know if I want to run them through the fenders, add a bunch more heat on top of cylinder heads, or just run them out the bumper. So we'll see about that. On the right side, you can see this is all the stuff I still need. I've already put my down payment on the Power Glide trans. Owe him $13.50 when it's done, which, you know, all these prices may vary due to sponsorship and other things. So I can't say all these prices are exactly what I'm paying. But this is a rough estimate for people to look at and be like, okay, well, he still has a long way to go, and I don't want people to think, oh, it'll be done tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's not. So the roll cage, it could be between $2,000 and up north of $4,000. So I just put $3,000, whatever. Still need a throttle cable. 2 master cylinders, Motion Raceworks brake lines. I put PTC converter, but I've heard that they're on back order right now, and that's just a rough price of what, you know, I think that the converter will cost. Could be, you know, $2,000 or it could be $800. Does not matter to me. That has to be done. It needs a flex plate because it is an LS to a Power Glide. I will need an adapter for that. My water to air intercooler is coming from CX Racing. Ice chest and pump and a 5-gallon fuel cell all comes together in a kit. Really good deal. It's $550. I need all the water to air fittings and hoses, which is also $350. Magna Fuel 750 pumps around $500. We're running one single pump on E85. Get the car, you know, making some power, and if we need more fuel, we'll throw another one in there. Fuel lines and fittings also put this down a rough price. Injectors, which would be Bosch 220 or 2,200 cc injectors. Also, you can see a few things I've wiped off the list. Holley 92 millimeter throttle body, 2 VS Racing 6673 turbos. Still need 2 VS wastegates, 2 VS blow-off valves. I'm also going to run Streetcar Fab, T4 divided flanges, CO2 kit from Motion Raceworks. I think I'm going to let David Vollmer take over the tuning on this. He helped me tune the EcoBoost. I've got a good idea of how to tune the Holley. Just want to get a good base map in there, and I can take over from there. I need new front runners, new front tires, or front wheels. I don't know why it's written like that. I need a Parachute 430 Stroud kit. It's about $810. And I need a billet parachute lever from Motion Raceworks. You know, a lot of people, oh, it ain't got to be billet, this and this and that. I am running a CO2 air launcher. So they've got a nice kit where it has a backup lever, but you also can run it as a steering wheel button. West Coast boost pistons. I'm going to do K1 rods. I was going to do a K1 crank or a Dragon Slayer crank. Not really sure if I want to run the stock crank or not. Pretty sure I'll run into block failure before I run into a crank failure. These stock cranks are pretty tough. I need bearings, studs, Ferrera exhaust and intake valves, BTR trunnion upgrade, Texas Speed dual springs and push rods, chromoly push rods, LS7 lifters. Not sure if I'm going to run LS7 lifters. I've been really looking at getting some Johnson Link lifters. A lot of people have been having issues with the LS7 lifters recently, and I kind of want to turn this thing past 7,000 RPMs. So, and LS9 gaskets, head gaskets. I know BTR just released the small bore gaskets. I'm definitely going to try those out. I need an ATI balancer. I also put down a little bit of money for machine shop. I need a Mellings high volume oil pump. I'm running a big block electric water pump. I don't need the 12AN breathers anymore. Already taking care of that. Just need to wipe that off. I need a drive shaft. I was going to let drive shaft shop build me that, but they are on back order, pretty far out. So we'll see. Might have someone local do that. I need an alternator, timing cover set. Also, I'm going to run drive shaft shop 2,000 horsepower axles. I need Viking rear Crusader struts. I'm going to run, Steeda's rear springs and see how those do. I don't even really need to change the springs. I can tell you that right now. There's a lot of transfer on these stock springs. What else? Strange front struts and camber plates with caster adjustment. I will show what I've been working on with the front end. Forgot to show that earlier. And I need sensors and a starter. There's still a lot that needs to be done, but it's coming along. This list was crazy long when I first started, and I thought I was way over my head. And now I'm like, okay, the list is getting smaller. Just need to take my time, and we'll get it done. So I've also been working on the lower control arms. As you can see, they're fully adjustable, and this is where the ball joint will press into it. Probably end up doing this weekend, and I'll end up showing in the next video how that was done. Stevie fabricated all this for me, and I TIG welded it up, and I just got to press fit them and put them on the car. That should help with my weird caster angle. If you didn't notice, when we put the front wheels on there, the front wheel actually, or the fenders on there, the front wheel sat too far forward and was actually touching the bumper and the edge of the fender. And this should bring the wheel end straight. So that's it for today's video. I'm glad y'all got to come and see the progress that's been done on the car in the last few weeks. And I'm also glad I got to go over the whiteboard with you all. I hope nobody takes that as me like trying to show how much money's involved. It's not about that whatsoever. It's literally because everybody asked me how much longer, you know, it's going to be until the car's done. And honestly, waiting on parts. I'm still waiting on parts I've ordered months ago. This is stuff that I just haven't got around to yet, don't need yet. So once I'm trying to go, you know, in order with things. And, you know, once all that's going and that's just nothing but white space, we should be cranking this thing up. So I hope nobody has, you know, any more questions about when it will be done. If so, you ask, I'll tell you, no big deal. Just wanted to address that. And in next video, we will show the lower control arms and everything else that I get done. That is definitely next, and getting the dry ice to remove the sound deadener. So once again, I appreciate you all coming. Drop a like, comment, drop a comment about the name of the car. Try to be unique as possible. You know, I hope somebody comes up with a great name. I would love to put a name that came off of YouTube. That'd be great. So yeah, drop a comment, like, subscribe, share. Appreciate it, guys.